Hi, I'm Jim Fatz, and I'd like to welcome you to the Wishing Wellness YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about stress and how stress impacts the body negatively. There's a saying that people say, stress kills, and it literally is a true statement, and it has a significant impact for how we live our lives and things we can do in order to minimize stress and be healthier and improve our wellness and well-being. So if you're interested in understanding stress and understanding the things you can do and steps you can take in order to minimize the impact of stress, please keep watching. Today's video, we're going to talk about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. These systems are part of the autonomic nervous system, which is part of the peripheral nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is known as the fight or flight system, and the parasympathetic nervous system is known as the rest, relaxation, and recovery system. Both of these systems in a healthy person are equally balanced. We need both systems. The sympathetic nervous system is designed to help us survive. It is the system responsible for quick reflexes. When we need a surge of energy to fight or flee, the system becomes active and it provides blood flow to our muscles, to our lungs. It decreases our salivation. It helps our eyesight become better for distance viewing. Our digestion settles down. Our sexual arousal settles down. And it just gears us up to be ready to engage into some type of a situation. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is designed to be active when we are restful and relaxing. It does almost everything completely opposite as the sympathetic nervous system. It gives us a broader angle of view in our vision. We salivate, our heart rate goes down, our respirations go down, we don't sweat, our hair on our skin doesn't stand on end, and our bodies are more available for sexual arousal. Some of the major organs that the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system connect to are the eyes, the salivary glands, the lungs, the heart, the stomach, the gallbladder, the intestines, the bladder, and the sex organs. The unfortunate thing is that in our culture, we're bombarded by stress, or at least we perceive it as stress. So for example, environmental stress, physical stress, emotional stress, stress at work, financial stress, all of these things that are stressors can impact the sympathetic nervous system in a chronic way or in a repetitive, acute way. And when that happens, the sympathetic nervous system becomes overly active. And when the sympathetic nervous system is overly active, it activates all of those organs and does what it typically does in an emergency situation, except it does it on an ongoing and a sustained basis. When that happens, our digestion really starts to have problems. Our insulin levels have issues, and we're more prone to diabetes. We're more prone to heart attacks, stroke, high blood pressure. We're more edgy in general because the sympathetic nervous system is already active. Something that normally might not irritate us or upset us very much might just be a trigger on an already excited and active sympathetic nervous system to just escalate that system more. And we find that we have emotional outbursts, anger, or impulse control. So the sympathetic nervous system needs to have times where it's really settled down and where the parasympathetic nervous system is more active. When the parasympathetic nervous system is active, the immune system is very hardy, and when the immune system is hardy, it allows the body to heal itself. Ultimately, all healing comes from inside. Even if we go to a doctor and somebody performs surgery, or we have radiation therapy for cancer, those are heroic measures that do something to the body. But after those activities are done, the body ultimately needs to recover and recuperate. An interesting fact, that the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system affects is sexuality. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for arousal and stimulation. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for ejaculation and orgasm. So both of those systems come into play during sexual activity. But if somebody's under chronic stress, they can't even get to the point of orgasm or ejaculation because they just can't be stimulated and their arousal levels are not very high. The other interesting factor that comes into play with these two systems is a concept called habituation. Habituation is designed to help us make more sense of things and not overwhelm our senses. An example of this is if you've ever gone into a room and the room has bright lights or a strong smell or loud sounds, you notice that pretty significantly once you walk into the room, but when you're there for a while, the lights, the sounds, or the odors seem to be more muted and stabilized and they're not impacting you as much. This is a perfect example of habituation, how the body has a technique that noxious stimuli or things that cause us distress are kind of locked out at a sensory level. Well, habituation also works with the sympathetic nervous system. If we have chronic stress or ongoing acute stress and we don't do anything about it, the body at a biological or physiological level is aware of it, and it responds with an habituation process where it tunes out that stress. So we're no longer really consciously or physically aware that the body's under stress, yet the sympathetic nervous system is highly active and still doing all the things that it normally does. And this cycle between habituation and sympathetic nervous system activation really leads to all of those chronic diseases that are called those silent killers, like I mentioned. Arterial sclerosis, high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease, diabetes, and those kind of things. So our goal in this process is to settle down the sympathetic nervous system and let the parasympathetic nervous system do its job. The parasympathetic nervous system does its job when we sleep, but only when we really get good sleep and we enter into REM state for sleep. But we can do other activities that improve the activity level of the parasympathetic nervous system. One of those we covered in another video, the video on cyclic breathing. Breathing is one of those things that crosses over both the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Normally we don't think about breathing. The sympathetic nervous system is taking care of all the activity. But if we choose to, we can modify our breath rate and our breathing style, and we can make the parasympathetic nervous system become active as opposed to the sympathetic nervous system. So breathing is one very, very good way to settle down the sympathetic nervous system and increase the parasympathetic nervous system. But other ways are unique to every individual. Gardening, going for long walks, standing on the beach by the ocean, listening to restful music, meditating, praying, anything that helps our body settle down for at least a somewhat lengthy period of time will improve the tone of the parasympathetic nervous system. And when the parasympathetic nervous system is in action and highly activated, that's when we heal, our immune system is more functional, and we're just more centered and grounded. When our parasympathetic nervous system is more prominent, little things and little triggers won't act like the hair triggers when the sympathetic nervous system is active. So anything we can possibly do to make the parasympathetic nervous system is a good thing, and anything that we can do to help settle down the sympathetic nervous system is also a good thing. So both of those can work jointly. I'd love to hear any questions you have. I'd like to hear your techniques that you may use to help you be more peaceful and centered and have your parasympathetic nervous system more active. So please feel free to make comments, ask questions. I'd love to answer the questions. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have more subscribers. If you're in a position to help support the Wishing Wellness Resort Fund, there are links below for a one-time donation or an ongoing subscription. Please pass these videos along. We're trying to make them available to help people. If you have any suggestions for future videos, contact us and make a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Again, thanks for watching.